Video 16. Return early. We have two main objectives in this video. 1. We will ignore clicks on the board when a player has already won. 2. We will ignore clicks on squares that already have been filled. We need to deal with players clicking on the board when someone has already won the game, or if a square is already filled. Let's demonstrate these situations in the browser. We will create a situation where player X wins the game. Player X is the winner. Now if we click again, we see that an O appears, which we want to avoid occurring. Now if we click on the same square again, we see that the square filled with an O changes to an X, which we also want to avoid. We will make changes to the handle click event function to fix these issues. First, we will make some room for our code. Let's add a comment. To check if a player has already won, we can use our calculate winner helper function. This will return either an X or an O if there is already a winner, or null if there is not a winner yet. So, we can cast it to a boolean, which will be true if there is a winner, and false if there is not a winner. We will assign this boolean to a variable called winner declared. Now, let's check if a square has already been filled. This will evaluate to either X or O if already filled, and null if not filled. So, if we cast it to a boolean, it will be true if filled, and false if not filled. We will assign this boolean to a variable called square filled. Now, we can perform a check to see if either of these conditions is true. If either condition is true, we should return early from the handle click event function, doing nothing. Now, let's test this out in the browser. As before, we will create a situation where player X wins the game. Player X is the winner. Now if we click again, nothing appears, which is what we want. Now if we click on a square which is already filled, such as the X in the bottom right square, nothing happens, which is what we want. Congratulations! You now have a working tic-tac-toe game. And you've just learned the basics of React too. So, you're probably the real winner here. To summarize, we updated the handle click event function, so that it ignored clicks when a player had already won. And, we also made sure the game ignored clicking on squares that had already been filled. In the next video, we will be adding time travel to our game.